Kitzu art.
Hi Fluffy Fluffs, my name is Kitzu. It's been a while since I uploaded, but as you can see, I changed my look and made a debut, so feel free to watch that if you like.
I feel a bit embarrassed.
It happens. I guess when you haven't streamed for 1 month, it kinda feels like you never streamed before. Okay, so for today's video, I remember someone asked this question. Is it possible to add tail animations? I don't really see 3D VTubers get tail animations, but there are some 2D VTubers that do have tails swaying back and forth. But I'll show you the way that I do my tail. I'm going to suggest that you already created your tail, but if you want me to make a tutorial of that, let me know in the comments below. Alright, let's go! Okay, in order to do some edits to your VTuber, Unity is a program to create a lot of experiments with. So you will need to download a BRM patch for this, so I'll leave a link in the description below for you to download. So I'm going to be using Unity 2018. Any 2018 version can work, so you can go to Unity website and download that version. I'll also leave a link in the description below. So we'll be adding a new project here. And I'm just gonna call this tail test. Alright, so right when Unity finishes loading, it took a while for me right here, you'll be introduced to this image right here. So yep, it looks like you don't know what to do here, but all you have to do is go over here, let's see, and just import this UniVRM that you just downloaded from the link that I showed you. There's been plenty of updates through the years, but I think it doesn't matter which one you load, each one should actually work. And this is gonna take a while to import as well. So once you drag that in there, it's gonna pop up this window right here. And this is going to import everything you need right here for your VTuber. So we're gonna click import and just wait for it to load. Alright, and once that it's finished importing, now you can go search for your VTuber avatar on wherever you have it right here. So I got mine, I got my folders in my art, and we're gonna go with an earlier version that I had of myself right here. Gonna go with the outline. Pretty much it's just an anime version of me. This too will take a while to import, so give it a couple of minutes to load and import the model inside. Alright, and now that that's there, I'm just gonna click the avatar right here, which is the little image, right? Which is a little image you see right here. If your layout of assets is different, you can drag this little bar right here to make them bigger or make them smaller. I prefer to work this way right here. So I'm just gonna click and drag the avatar so it can appear right in the center of the map. So now we're going to import the tail. Alright, so I got my tail. I exported it as an FBX from Blender. So I'm gonna drag the tail FBX model right here. And then the tail is right there. It's not colored, so in order to give it color, you'll have to import the textures into the Blender file. And then you got to have a separate texture. You have to have the texture file in here. Then just drag it in there. And there you go. The tail is now colored. So yeah, you have to texture the model inside Blender or Maya, whatever program you're using to create models. So you have to texture it yourself in the program. So now that we got the tail, we're gonna go to our model right here. So you're gonna click whatever your model's name is. Click the root file, the root polygons. I guess these are actually models. Separate models right here. Then we're gonna click the spine, and then it reveals the chest. So usually the tailbone will connect to the spine of the animal. That's how it basically works. So if you humans were to have tails, it will work the same way. It will be connected to our spine. So we'll connect it to the spine right here. There you go. Did you know that humans do have tails? It's just so tiny you cannot even see it because it's buried under your skin. It's actually in your bones. It's pretty neat, huh? Right, so now back to this right here. So the tail is way too big. So you can see I became one with a tail. Alright, so in order to fix this, we're gonna rotate the tail to probably a 90-degree angle. So you're gonna click right here and hold. I'm gonna hold the control button and that will make it move by 5s. If I could just keep moving up, and then there you go. If you see the x-axis right here, it says 90, so that's what we want right there. Next is the scale tool, so click the scale tool up here, and then we're gonna click this little box right here and just scale it down. You can also hold the control button and see what you get here. Yeah, this is not gonna work, so I'm gonna just drag it my own way like that. There we go. That looks like a decent size for a tail. And now I'm gonna move this down and gonna connect it to my spine, which should be about right here. If I look at my pants, and somewhere in the jacket, it's difficult to tell where my butt is at. So usually a tail will be right on top of your butt crack. So here's the belt right here. If the belt goes here, then yep, the tail will definitely be coming out from right there. Alright, so there's the tail. And there you go. The tail is like now pretty much connected to you already. We're gonna go to the secondary bone that just appeared out of nowhere here, because you dragged in a separate model into your model. So we're gonna go all the way down here. We're gonna add a new component, and then you're gonna search for spring bone. So you see I type SPR in there, and then we're gonna search for BRM spring bone. Click that in. That will add a new script for the tail, or for whatever object you have that's gonna like pretty much wiggle. Right, so now we got the center right here. We're gonna go to the root right here. Just messed up. So be sure this is open. Anything, if you click anything outside of this, it's gonna close it. So we're just gonna click and drag the root bone to the center. There we go. And now we're gonna add root bones right here. We're gonna click the root bones. It says size 0. We're gonna go with size 1. There we go. And it's gonna appear element 0 and an empty box. So for that, that's gonna be where the root bone for this object will be. So it's gonna be the thing that's actually keeping it on hold. So we're gonna go to our tail. Click this little arrow. We got our armature, and we got tail 1, we got tail 2. So the armature is basically going to be the bones that you added to your model. So this is the tail number 1, so this is where the tail starts. Then we got tail 1, you can see it moved a little bit back here. So I added a couple, probably about 5 or 4 bones to my tail. So we're gonna go with tail 1, go back to the secondary. Alright, and then go to element 0, and then drag tail number 1 inside element 0. So what this does is that bone is not gonna move. So that's gonna be what's keeping this whole thing together to your body. And the first bone will not move or anything, but the other bones will actually wiggle around. So we got settings right here. So I would suggest you play with your settings and just see what works good for you. So we're gonna go to gravity power. This will actually make gravity affect your tail. So if I were to go to probably about, let's see, what if I were to go 1, then press enter, and then we got the stiffness force. So this is probably, I'm not really sure about this at this moment, but there's a similar thing in B-Roid. So what I believe stiffness does is how much should your tail wiggle. So I feel like if you increase that, the tail is not gonna wiggle that much. If you decrease it, the tail is gonna be very wiggly. And then you got your hit radius. So I believe the hit radius is probably like, you know, it will collide with your body or something, because that's what B-Roid does. So I believe this will probably do the same thing, but heck, what do I know? I'm still very new to all this. So I suggest you just experiment with all of this. Just play around with it, and don't worry, it's not gonna really affect your computer or anything. So, you know, feel free to go a little bit crazy. If anything happens and you don't know what to do, start over from the beginning. Start from scratch. We're gonna click our model up here, and we're gonna click BRMO. we're gonna go export UniVRM. Don't mess with anything right here, unless you wanna just toy with things and experiments, which I gladly suggest you do if you really want to. Just gonna click export, and then I'm gonna go here. Gonna call this one Kitzu version 3 tail test. Now I'm gonna bring it over here. Gonna go to just search for where you want to put it. I want to put them in my models right here. Just call it Kitzu version 3 tail test VRM model. There we go. And now actually we're gonna test this out. So this can actually work in BC phase, but I mostly use Bob. So if you have BC phase, you feel free to actually test this out there. But for this video, I'm gonna use Bob. Okay, so now that I got the model out, I'm gonna add the model, click import, and then search for where I saved it. So we're gonna search for tail test right here. Open up. There we go. Just import it. And then avatar settings, I'm just gonna set these to default and save. Confirm. And it should be right here. So I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna bring up the scene. Okay, so now the avatar with the tail is in the program now. It's now in Bob. So now I can move around and test this tail out. So you can see the tail is actually there. Then jump. Yeah, so you can see the tail is actually moving. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see the tail moving a little bit. Right, and we can actually test this out by doing other animations as well. So in the other Bob page that I showed before, you go to actions and you'll have like a lot of animations to play. So in order to test the tail animation, it's really good to just play with actions, all the animations you have in Bob, and just look at how the tail actually moves around. So yeah, that's basically all there is to it. If you actually don't like how the tail is moving or want something different, you feel free to play with Unity. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. My name is Kitzu and I stream Fridays and Saturdays on Twitch at 8 PM to 10 PM Central Time. My goal for the new year is 1,000 subscribers. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to poke that like and subscribe button. Share with your friends, feel free to follow me in my other content, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care of yourselves, Fluffy Fluffs. See you later.